I don't know about y'all, I'm a little curious if this thing will do a burnout. Yes, you will. What's going on, guys? So super excited to bring y'all this video today, and a huge shout out to Cold Air Inductions for making this video possible. So for anyone new, this is my 2021 Chevrolet Silverado Z71 Trail Boss with a 6.2, and I absolutely love this truck. The 6.2 is just a beast of an engine. Everything about it is amazing because it has 420 horsepower and 460 foot-pounds of torque. But we all know horsepower and torque, right? You get used to it. You always want a little bit more. So thanks to them for sending me out a cold air intake for the truck, and this thing is going to be absolutely sick. So maximize performance and style, cool air, more horsepower, more torque, and better fuel economy. And I could not be any more excited to slap this baby on there and see what kind of gains we get. So not only is it going to perform better and hopefully increase our fuel economy when we're not having fun and floorboarding it everywhere, but it's also going to look a million times better than the factory unit. So as far as factory intake systems go, this is not the worst. It's not hideous. It's not some super gaudy thing covering the entire engine bay. It's not that bad. I'm not paid by them. There's no sponsorship aside from them sending this unit out to me for me to show to y'all. Y'all are going to get the full experience here. We're going to get to installing it. Then we're going to take it down the road, rip on it, get y'all some good sound clips, the whole nine. This is going to be a good video. So let's jump into it. First things first, to remove everything in here, we want to go ahead and disconnect the negative side of our battery because we are going to have to remove this bracket that attaches to the air box and also attaches to the alternator. 10 mil for your battery. Go ahead and disconnect your factory PCV hose from your intake box. We're gonna go ahead and clip this zip tie and take that 10 millimeter bolt off the alternator right there. I'm gonna clip it above that because I don't even want to risk actually clipping whatever wire that is. Take this bracket off. Just want to make sure it doesn't have a nut on the back side. All right, it doesn't. 10 mil bolt. And it looks like we got one more, y'all probably can't see, one more zip tie holding that on down below. Go ahead and sniff that once again on the tree part as to not potentially cut the wire. All right, let's go ahead and loosen our two hose clamps. Your other guys straight down. Now that that is free, we've got everything disconnected. Actually loosen this, wiggle its way out. And take the big suitcase out of there. Let's go ahead and disconnect our mass airflow sensor. Pull the red tab back, push down, slide her out. Take our factory lid off, 8 millimeter or Phillips head. We're using a drill. Go ahead and lift her out of there. Take our factory air filter out. And what I do like about this kit is it does retain the bottom factory box. So you see our intake down there, the tube, and then right under here, under our drill, so we're actually pulling air from. So we're retaining this, and that means we're not gonna be sucking hot air. Let's go ahead and remove our mass airflow sensor, T20. You do want to be careful with this. You don't want to damage it and have to get a new one. Slide it straight out. That's our piece. Put it somewhere safe. Let's check out the new. Here's our new kit laid out. Look at this freaking intake. That mug is huge. This is obviously an oiled filter. We got our new lid, new elbow piece, PCV hose, which I'm guessing that's the passenger side. So you can actually go ahead and take that off when you're actually removing that. And then our new intake tube. First thing to do is we need to put our airflow, mass airflow sensor in this new tube. So y'all know I'm transparent with y'all on this channel, and so unfortunately I did not receive the 2 screws for the mass airflow sensor. I have the 2 stock ones, but the instructions show you have these already in them. You remove these and then reinstall the mass airflow. I don't want to put it in here and strip these out. It's one of those things. It's unfortunate, a little bummed, but I'm still excited to get this intake on. Just gonna take a couple days. So stock stuff going back in, and then we'll get this intake in, and I'm still really excited for it. So just being transparent with y'all, things happen, it is what it is. So we finally got our mass airflow sensor screws in, and as you might can tell, probably from the thumbnail, but especially now, The Trail Boss gained some wheels and tires in the time between me getting the screws. So this is actually good because now we've got these bigger, heavier wheels and tires on here. So we lost a bit of performance and we lost a bit of fuel economy. And now when we install this intake, maybe we can bring it back to where it was stock. So that would be really sick. So anyways, I've got the whole thing torn apart. Let's go ahead and get this install started. Let's go ahead and reinstall mass airflow sensor with the supplied screws. Let's go ahead and install our little inlet elbow onto the throttle body. Just leave it loose for now. Let's connect our PCV hose. Here's an audible click. There we go. Let's go ahead and get our air filter in the housing. We want the bigger side pointed down. Make sure it seals nice and good around here. We got our hose clamp lined up, ready to stick the intake tube on there. Let's go ahead and loosely install our intake tube onto the filter. Got our clamp on here. Let's go ahead and toss it in the truck. All right, let's go ahead and try to finagle this baby in here. It is all kind of loose right now, just barely snugged up. And everything should line up properly once we get it in here. Go ahead and plug in mass airflow sensor. Absolutely never do this. Use a normal drill, but mine's dead. Now we're just gonna go through here and snug these babies all the way down. Go ahead and reconnect your negative terminal, and that is gonna be a wrap for this install. So Cold Air Inductions, Cold Air Intake, super straightforward. And I think it looks a million times better than the factory unit under the hood now. But the big question is, what does it sound like? So let's get a little warm start to start things off. Driving a little bit, you know, just letting the truck kind of get used to the new intake. Let the computer like, hey, this is getting a little bit more air here, so let's adjust this and that and everything like that. So anyways, maybe it's a placebo effect, I don't know, but the truck feels good. Like, we just put these big wheels and tires on here, and it was a little bit noticeable, the extra weight, and now it kind of just feels like it was before the wheels and tires. Like I said, maybe I'm overthinking it, but I mean, it's literally driving like amazing. So it feels like it pulls just as good as when it was stock. Like, I don't know, I'm thoroughly enjoying it so far. Obviously we don't have a lot of miles on it yet, 6.8 to be exact, but it was showing like already a 1 mile per gallon increase, which not much driving. We'll definitely have to have a long-term video and update y'all, but I mean, just first impressions, pretty sick. Normal driving, don't really hear anything. It is a closed box, so that's kind of to be expected. We're fixing to romp on it up here and see how it feels, and if that 6.2 is any louder now. And then when we get back to the farm, We'll pop the hood, get some good revs, see if it is any different than stock. Sometimes intakes even make your exhaust sound different, so we'll see. Spool her up a little bit and see what it's like. Oh, slow down, big girl. Felt great, really pulled. I feel like there was a notable audio difference at the top end of the RPM. Right off the rip right there, I definitely enjoyed that, and it felt every bit as peppy as before. I don't know about y'all, I'm a little curious if this thing will do a burnout. Yeah, she will. All right, guys, well, that's about going to be it for this video. Hopefully you did enjoy, and another huge shout out to Cold Air Inductions for sending me out this cold air intake to install and showcase for y'all. So overall, as of right now, I absolutely am in love with it. It looks great. MPGs appear to be better, but we're going to have a long-term test, of course, once we get some good miles under it. I'll have to look back at the footage as far as the sound goes to see what the sound output was, intake and exhaust, you know. But overall, just a solid intake. I mean, it looks really good. I don't think we're going to see any negatives from it, only positives. And so if you are interested in one of these, I'll have a link to them in the description. It's always a good idea, just get you a high quality cold air intake, something like this. It's got a sealed box. You're going to get the same cool air, but you're going to have this real high flow filter that is it's not technically a circle, but it's some kind of shape where you're pulling air from all the way around. The engine is going to be able to suck as much air as it possibly can. But with all that being said, hopefully y'all did enjoy. Comment down below, let me know what you think, and I'll see y'all in the next video. No install is complete until you slap the sticker on here. Let's go ahead and do the honors. There we go. So now, every time we look at it, boy, we already know Cold Air Inductions. Let's go.